Under Georgia law, police can seize your property without ever having to prove you did anything wrong in a court of law. But they do have to provide a public record of what they take. And Channel 2 Investigates found a local police department has not been doing that. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is here. And Justin, that is a violation of Georgia law.
Well, Linda, there are a lot of complaints about civil forfeiture and whether or not it is fair. But what we're talking about here is whether the city of South Fulton is following the law that is on the books.
I worked hard for that money to purchase that van, and I still do not have my van to this day.
3 years ago, South Fulton police seized Tatiana Strong's cargo van.
There was no court case, there was no charges, there was nothing, but it's gone.
Strong says she used the van for her medical supply delivery business. Police claimed in this forfeiture complaint the van was actually being used by an acquaintance of hers to transport drugs. But while there's never been a criminal conviction or even a criminal charge related to the van, police never returned it. And that's how civil forfeiture can work legally.
There is no requirement that criminal charges be brought, and there is no requirement that someone be convicted of a crime.
We will never feel comfortable driving this car.
This Dodge Charger was seized from Carla Hill along with 2 other vehicles. South Fulton police have charged Hill with operating a chop shop.
Were you operating a chop shop?
No, we were not operating a chop shop.
Hill filed numerous complaints with South Fulton and Fulton County about the seizures, and a judge ordered South Fulton police to return the car. But the 2 other cars appear gone for good, even before the case has ever gone to trial, and with no court records authorizing the seizures.
The cars are absolutely gone. The cars have been sold.
Critics say there's an incentive for police to do this.
In Georgia and many other states, law enforcement gets to keep up to 100% of the proceeds of what they seize and forfeit.
Georgia law enforcement agencies seized more than $51 million in cash and property between 2015 and 2018, according to the Institute for Justice. One of the legal protections Georgia law requires is that police departments report what they've seized each year to the state, who publishes it online for all of us to see. But Channel 2 Action News found that South Fulton police never did that. In fact, when we filed a Georgia open records law request for the missing data, South Fulton denied it. Dan Albin is with Institute for Justice, a group that sued and won a decade ago against other Georgia police departments for violating this same transparency law.
That's the bare minimum that you can expect, is to ask law enforcement to tell the citizens and the legislature what it is that it's doing.
I actually want to thank you all for bringing that to our attention.
South Fulton Police Chief Keith Meadows tells me he did not realize South Fulton was breaking Georgia law until we told him.
Do you think asset forfeiture is an area that's ripe for potential abuse?
I do, and that's why I think the transparency piece that you mentioned is so important.
Do you think it's something where you all have made mistakes?
It is. That is an area where we have made some mistakes.
An outside investigation last fall substantiated a long list of complaints of alleged wrongdoing by the person who headed up the asset forfeiture program, former Lieutenant Shanna McKessie. She resigned in lieu of termination. Meadows tells me he hired McKessie specifically for her previous experience with civil forfeiture at the Atlanta Police Department.
Do you regret putting that trust in her?
I do. Now, the person that I've seen right now is not the person that I knew.
That's why Meadows says he called in the GBI to investigate.
Are you going back through these case by case to see if other people who had their assets seized, something might have gone wrong there?
Well, that's what we're asking the GBI to do. What I want right now is in full transparency, I want there to be an independent view of each one of those files.
That's every case, including Carla's and Tatiana's.
And I lost out on a way to feed my family, to feed my husband, to feed my kids.
And so this is that list of asset forfeiture totals we've been trying so hard to get from South Fulton. The chief handed to me and told me they have now uploaded those stats as required by state law. It's about 400 grand in cash seized and more than 50 vehicles seized since 2018. And again, the GBI now independently investigating each one of those cases in South Fulton.
Justin, what can one of us do if it happens to you?
Unfortunately, not much. You either hire an attorney, go through the process, or reach out to a legal nonprofit like the one we talked to there in the story.
At least you're bringing this awareness to all of us, Justin. Thank you.